Alright, the good news and the bad news. The good news is Cena lost. Bad news is kind of a screwy finish with foot on the rope, and of course Punk getting, well, I'm getting all of that in a second here. And also, I forgot the other bad news. SummerSlam was kind of a bust tonight. SummerSlam was, you know, this is one of the big four, right? You know, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. You know, is it just me, or it's all the big four pay-per-views disappointing this year thus far? Royal Rumble was kind of a disappointment. WrestleMania was kind of a disappointment. SummerSlam was kind of a disappointment. The first three matches were like, The last three, especially the last two, were pretty good. Kind of saved the pay-per-view, but like I said, didn't do much at all to save it. I hope Survivor Series fucking delivers. Especially since I'm probably going to miss Night of Champions. Anyway, first let me give you the overall pay-per-view rating, and then I'll give you a rating of all the matches. Overall pay-per-view, I gave Money to Bank 7.0. I'm giving this pay-per-view a 5.5 out of 10. I was going to give it a 6.0, but I decided to give it a 5.5. Like I said, the last two matches kind of saved it, but like I said, overall, pay-per-view was kind of a bust. It was kind of like a minor disappointment. You know what I mean? This is, like I said, this is supposed to be SummerSlam, one of the big four. And Mania and Rumble were kind of disappointing. This is kind of a minor disappointment, too. So let's discuss the disappointment a little further. With our first match, an additional match, last-minute match, Miz teaming up with R-Truth and Alberto Del Rio. Lucky man. Taking on Mysterio, Kofi, and John Morrison. Overall, decent opener at best. You know, decent, very decent opener. It was okay opener, but like I said, maybe it wasn't that necessary. You know, it's just a little, I call it like a filler match. You know, it's more like filling in the blanks. Because like I said, you only had 5 matches announced before the pay-per-view began. 3 of which were announced weeks in advance. 2 of which were announced days in advance. Or at least a week in advance. And at least Miz was on SummerSlam. Like I said, overall this match was okay. I would give it a 3.0 out of 5. And after that, the pay-per-view kind of veered off a bit. Especially after the second match. Sheamus versus Mark Henry. Now, I said this match was going to be a little better than Big Show Mark Henry. I said not by much. It was still typical Mark Henry match against anybody. Pushing, shoving, kicking, punching. The ending was kind of cool with them going through the barricade, but the count out, come on. This is SummerSlam. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. It's a kind of a disappointment. Kind of weird endings tonight with the DQ. With Mark Henry getting the win over Sheamus for count out. You know, I bet you'll be no DQ match, maybe, but we'll see. And then, I'm a disc jockey. You know, I love music, but CeeLo Green, I like him and all, but it wasn't necessary at all. Let me say this. Did nobody ever learn from Kid Rock in WrestleMania 25? You mean when Kid Rock performed at WrestleMania 25, everyone complained. Yet they have CeeLo Green performing at SummerSlam. Like I said, I like him, but it wasn't necessary at all. If he wasn't there, they would have put in Zack Ryder. I bet you they're like, wait a minute, SummerSlam card. Zack Ryder's supposed to be on it. Oh, we cannot let that fucking happen. Let's cut Zack Ryder like we always fucking do and put in a fat guy like CeeLo Green. Like I said, I have nothing against him. But him singing a wrestling show, it wasn't necessary. It should have not happened. I like him, but it's like, should have not happened. Then the Divas match happened. Beth Phoenix versus Kelly Kelly. Okay, Divas match. Like I said, Beth Phoenix was good and all. But like I said, didn't do much. Oh, by the way, didn't mention. My rating for Sheamus and Mark Henry, 2.0 out of 5. And my rating for the Divas match, 2.5. Because this was probably the best Divas match I've seen in a while. But besides that, nothing else spectacular. Kelly Kelly wins. And I hope Beth gets a rematch. Then, the last 3 matches, kind of good. Especially this match was kind of like the start of it. Daniel Bryan versus Wade Barrett. Now, these guys, to the average wrestling fan, may not be nothing special. Like, oh, what are these guys doing on SummerSlam? Why not? Why don't they let? Why can't they put Zack Ryder and all these other guys? Why do they have to book Wade Barrett over them guys and Daniel Bryan over all these fun guys? Well, Evan Bourne was on the card. A lot of guys went on the card, and they're like, why have these guys on the card over all these guys? Made a lot of sense, but it was okay for what it was. You know, it was a good wrestling match. It was okay, but let me say this. It was just a normal, average match because it wasn't built properly. It was just a last-minute thing. Just because Barrett was blocked out of Money in the Bank by Bryan. If they built it properly, maybe they put the Money in the Bank briefcase on the line or a title and built it properly, this could have been an okay, better match. But overall, I give it a 3.0 out of 5. Then, the second best match of the night, Orton versus Christian for the world title, no holds barred. Now, Christian came out, talked about having a big announcement, Edge being in his corner. It turned out Edge wasn't in his corner. It was a shame of Christian's actions. Let me say this. Christian, the character, is kind of a little whiny to me now. I love the man, Christian, the wrestler, but his character is kind of like diminishing a bit. He was being kind of like bitch, and a crybaby, and Edge put it. No, I thought my best friend would be a whiny, complaining little bitch. And Christian was left alone to fight off Orton. It was a pretty good match. And like I said in the past, Christian and Orton had great chemistry. And there was nothing screwy about this finish. There was nothing screwy at all. Besides Orton winning, of course. But Christian put on a hell of a performance. You know, he ran a bit, but he still performed pretty well. This match was very exciting. Back and forth action. There's some very good spots in this. Very exciting. Probably the second best match next to the Over the Limit match. And Orton wins it by Christian going off the top and the OKO on the steps. A lot of great moves with the tables. And I'm glad they used weapons. And now they can set the record straight. They can still put on a decent no-holds-barred match, TV PG style, without blood. So, there was a little bit of blood, but not much at all. I would give this match a 4.0 out of 5. Then, actually, Orton and Christian, I think it was the match of the night. This match, the main event, should have been a match of the night, but I'm going to diminish it because of the screw job finish. John Cena versus CM Punk for the Undisputed WWE Championship. B-Dubs was as wired up again for this, and it was kind of like the Money Bank match all over again. Slow for the first 5 or 10 minutes, and it really picked up a bit. You know, it was back and forth action again. Not as good as the Money Bank match, especially after the ending. You know, move after move. You know, they're trying to recapture that magic, and they put on a good show. They put on a great performance. Triple H was down the middle. He didn't screw anything until the ending. Punk got a little roll-up in and got Cena down for the count. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Triple H didn't see Cena's foot under the rope. So Punk apparently wins the match because of the situation with Cena under the rope. And then, Big Sexy, the Giant Killer, Oz, Big Daddy Cool, Diesel, what do you like to call him? Kevin Nash shows up out of nowhere. No, I did not see that coming. I think no one saw that coming. And I said in my preview, something screwy was going to happen. Something was going to happen tonight. Well, I didn't know Nash was going to come out and fucking kick the hell out of Punk, give him a jackknife powerbomb. Then after that, a Buddha came out with the referee, cashed in Money in the Bank this time, got Punk. Now, you saw what happened to Money in the Bank. He tried to cash it in on Punk. Then Punk kicked him, went out of the All-State Arena. But this time, Punk wasn't able to defend off Del Rio. Del Rio gets the pin on Punk. Kind of a screw job finish. Overall, this match is a 3.5 out of 5. It was a great match until the ending. The ending kind of diminished a lot of points. Plus, it didn't live up to the expectations of the rematch. You know, rematch was good. It was as exciting as the Money in the Bank match, but the ending kind of took away from it. You know, the way the ending was executed with Punk beating Cena with Cena's foot under the ropes, and the whole screw job with Nash coming out screwing Punk. Now, that's kind of screwy. That they screwed Punk completely. And I hope to God that Punk gets a rematch. And I smell it. That I'm going to smell like a triple threat match at the next pay-per-view. Punk, Cena, and Alberto. Unless Mysterio beats Alberto tomorrow night on Raw. At Night of Champions, I'm guessing that. Probably a triple threat or even a fatal four-way if they had Nash in or Triple H. And Triple H looked like he didn't know. You know what I mean? But who knows? Maybe we'll see a little reunion of the Clique. But overall, disappointing pay-per-view. Not the best SummerSlam. The last two matches saved it, but the last match, the screw job finish, kind of diminished it a bit. Kind of took away from it. With the whole situation with Nash coming in, like, I didn't know. I did not think Alberto was going to cash in tonight. I did not think that. I knew that Triple H was going to screw somebody. At least, like I said, the good news is Cena fucking loses. Cena got screwed. Triple H didn't see the photo up. At least Cena lost. That's the best part. Cena lost. He's not the champion. That's the best part. But the bad part is Punk got screwed. We'll see if Triple H does have anything to do with it. But overall, SummerSlam was iffy to me. It was okay. I knew I should have watched UFC instead. Anyway, should have watched UFC on Bushes instead. But I was consumed with SummerSlam, like I said. And it's kind of weird that the Big Four doing the Week 4. Because, like I said, Royal Rumble was iffy. WrestleMania was a kind of a minor disappointment. And I hope Survivor Series delivers. And I hope to God they have more than one regular Survivor Series match. They better have at least 2 or 3 classic Survivor Series matches. Please. Please have more of them, please. Continue it being a tradition. So, there you go with that. That is my little SummerSlam review. And I hope, because I'm probably going to miss Night of Champions. Because I have a gig that night, probably. So, I'll let you know if I'm going to miss it or not. But as of right now, SummerSlam, a 6.0, 5.5 out of 10. I was going to give it a 6.0, but like I said, the ending of the match between Cena and Punk diminished the points a bit. And I hope something good comes out of this. At least, hey, something good will come out of this. But like I said, best thing is at least Cena lost. Cena lost and got screwed by Triple H. That was kind of cool to see that, but overall, with that in mind, he's been attacked by the review from Zach. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow for Attack Line and everything else. And go, Punk, go. Come back, baby. See